boys and girls. Mrs. Freeland here. Hey, today we're going to talk about when you read a story, how to really make your voice sound like a storyteller's voice. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. So, when you read a story, you want to pay attention to the character and you want to make your voice sound like the character is really talking. Because what that does is that really helps your listener feel like they're hearing the character when you make your voice sound like the character sounds. So I'm going to show you a couple examples from the Froggy book that I read yesterday, how maybe my voice first won't sound like a storyteller voice. I'm going to read kind of like a robot, and then I'm going to show you the difference of when we read a storyteller's voice. So I just picked out a couple of pages from the story from yesterday because it's kind of a long one. So this is where Froggy's getting ready to go. So I'm going to read it kind of like a robot first, and then I'm going to show you the difference of how it sounds like when I read it with a storyteller voice. Then he dried off with a towel soup. He locked himself, looked at himself in the mirror. He thought he was kind of cute. Froggy called his father. What? Time to go, said his dad. We will be late. And they flopped down to the restaurant, flop, flop, flop. Okay, so that didn't sound like anybody was moving or anybody was a character where they really meant something. So now I'm going to read it with a storyteller's voice, and I'm going to try and sound like the characters might sound in real life. Then he dried off with his towel, zoop, and he looked himself in the mirror. He thought he was kind of cute. Froggy, called his father. What? Time to go, said his dad. We'll be late. And they all flopped off to the restaurant. Flop, flop, flop. So do you see, boys and girls? I said it like maybe the dad was upset when Froggy was late, and my voice got a little louder, and I stretched my words like when the book showed me to stretch a word, and I made the sound that the book made. So boys and girls, those are some ways your voice can be like a storyteller voice. You can stretch your words. You can read it like someone's calling, like they might really say it. And you can make your voice loud or soft, like people do in real life. Here's another page as an example. This is when he was in the restaurant and he got a little embarrassed. When the waiter handed him a menu, Froggy opened it. He knocked over a glass of water. Crash. Oops, said Froggy. Oh, Froggy, said his mother, remember what I told you. So that's not something very realistic, is it? I think his mom's a little bit more upset. When the waiter handed him his menu, Froggy opened it. He knocked over a glass of water. Crash! Oops, said Froggy. Oh, Froggy, said his mother, remember what I told you? So we have to think about how the character might be feeling and then make our voice sound like that. Here's at the end when he gets the spaghetti spilled on him. I'm just going to read this with a storyteller voice, boys and girls. Oops, cried Froggy, looking a little more red in the face than green. Happy anniversary, he croaked. What a mess, cried his father. Oh, Froggy, said his mother. Froggy scooped up the spaghetti off his face and says, I know, let's eat out at some fast flies place. Good idea, said his mother. All right, boys and girls, so today your job is to practice those pages. Pick a page where you really sound like a storyteller and think about how you can make your voice sound like a character's voice in real life. And that's how you sound like a storyteller when you read your book. All right, I'm sure your class will love to hear you read your page like a storyteller. It may take a little practice to get really smooth, but once you practice, then you can start making your voice sound like your character might really talk. All right, have fun today being storytellers.